And we are officially live. How is everybody? Welcome to another great episode of Framing New Heights. My name is Michael Hicks. I am the host with the most. Super excited to get in today's topic. But before I get into that, here are some words from our sponsor. Unlock your true full potential, y'all, with Live to Thrive, life coaching, mindset coaching, relationship coaching, all in one. Are you truly ready to transform your life one step at a time? At Live to Thrive, we believe in the power of small, consistent improvements, and our unique framework focuses on becoming 1% better in mind, body, and soul every single day. You're asking, well, what do we offer? Well, we offer the mind portion. What we do is we offer the opportunity to develop a growth mindset. Why is that so important? Because it enhances your mental clarity. When we walk with energy that is negative and you're feeding your subconscious with it, your energy is going to be negative. I help you conquer challenges with those confidence. Body, 3 published ebooks, workout sent to your phone, embrace a healthy lifestyle, boost those energy levels that you've been talking about for so long and achieve those particular fitness goals. And lastly, soul, which I call purpose. Do you know what your purpose is? I help you discover that true purpose while you can cultivate that inner peace. Can you go to bed at night without restless sleep and live a life that's fulfilling and balanced? And as a dedicated life coach of nearly 25 years, I will guide you on a journey to personal excellence, helping you overcome obstacles and reach for those new heights. Together, me and you will create a customized plan tailored to your unique needs and aspirations. So join Live to Thrive today and start living your best purposeful life. If you would like to receive some more information, you can schedule a free consultation by going to www.live2thrive.com. That's www.live2thrive.com. Can't sleep? Got the aches and pains? You got to check out this CBD oil. It's Amish tested. It's Amish approved. 50% off at checkout really quickly. If you go to envitamins.com and at the checkout, you can get 50% off any type of CBD oil. Why it's so important? You get rid of aches and pains. You can sleep better at night. And truly, I have used this product and it is truly, honestly, one of the best products out there. And right now, only for Framing New Heights listeners, you can get 50% off retail price at the checkout with putting promo code in New Heights. And that website is envitamins.com. All right, I'm super excited about this. Let's get into the topic today. Today, I'm going to talk about the power of holistic setting, holistic goal setting, and balancing your career, your health, and that personal growth. I want to start out by talking about the podcast as far as, well, what is holistic goal setting? Why is that so important? Well, let me give you my definition. It helps you, holistic goal setting really creates a balanced, interconnected goals across all areas of your life. You with me so far? That being your career, that being your health, that be personal growth, which is obviously very, very important. And then focusing on a single particular domain. So are you all with me so far? So here's the key principle to this. So let's say you want success in career and you don't know how to get that. So it's amplified when health and personal growth can be prioritized. I'll give you an example. I have worked with a client that I distinctively remember off the top of my head. Her name was Katrina. She signed up with my program simply because she just was scattered, wasn't sure true purpose, alignment, etc. Well, in that time she worked with me, we developed a strong health perspective, personal growth, and we prioritized them. Thus, it helped her propel her career. And now she got a significant raise in her job. She was able to stop her 2 other jobs that she was doing. And why this is so important is first of all, you got to put in the work, y'all. And when you don't put in the work and you don't know how to put in the work, you can get to something called burnout. How many of you are like, wow, you're speaking to me, Michael? How many of you are feeling that right now? Like burnout, maybe dissatisfaction, or like even some health problems. I constantly run into people that have burnout, and majority of them have worked with me, and some are teachers. And it's such a sad piece because teachers, educators, they think about everybody else before they take care of themselves. And that I've worked with 3 educators in the last probably year, and I really help them reframe their thinking process and really align them so that they don't get burnt out and they don't get down and they don't feel neglected for not doing something or taking their IEPs home to do their actual work. So I want you to keep that in mind, because the key principle to holistic growth is really honing in on that personal growth aspect and your health. I want to go into number 2. Why balancing these particular goals matter. How many of you ever heard about the work-life balance, right? Like, what is that even, right? What is a work-life balance? And for some, that might be working 8 hours a week and barely seeing your family. I'm going to give you a pretty crazy statistic here. There's a statistic out there that says 77% of professionals report experiencing burnout in their career or jobs. Think about that for a second. That's more than 3/4 of professionals. Why do you think that is? Well, they're grinding. They got to be there. They get thrown this, and then they get this, and they got to do things on top of things on top of things. And they begin to prioritize their job first, then without addressing or dealing with any health issues. In fact, I have worked with many individuals when I was in the education sector, and many would just push their health aside till it got to a point where they needed to either do it or they're not going to be able to function. And what happens is when you prioritize work without addressing health as a priority, it leads to chronic stress. I talked about earlier, the negativity that is put in, then we absorb it. And then when we absorb this chronic stress, y'all, it's linked to conditions like heart disease and insomnia. And a prime example of all of this is the majority of individuals that suffer heart attacks. They happen on Monday mornings on their drive to work because they are not happy with their life, unfulfilled. Now, balanced goal setting really promotes resilience, and it prevents burnout. And why and how it prevents burnout is because you're able to distribute energy across all of your life domains. Now, I really hone in on a lot of this through my Live to Thrive proven formula, and I'm able to help clients become their best version of themselves by avoiding some of these things. And health impact on career success. Let's talk about that for a second. How many of you are in a work environment where you have individuals that, I mean, let's be honest, they struggle going up a flight of stairs. And think about that. They struggle going up a flight of stairs. How productive do you think their work level is? How productive do you think their energy level is? I'm going to even go deeper. All right. I'm going to even go deeper. How productive is their cognitive function on optimization? It's very, very clear, you all. If you don't spend time on your body in the gym, focusing on cardio, focusing on lifting weights, mobility, agility work. Now, so many people with New Year's resolutions, and this is season 3. This episode is season 3. Thank you very much. And people think just because you get a gym membership, that's going to solve these issues. That's the first step. New Year's is coming up around the corner. 73% of individuals fail on their fitness goals because they don't have a plan. I want to give you an example here on entrepreneurs who prioritize exercise and healthy nutrition. There's a statistic that shows that there's more greater clarity. They have more innovation in their own business because they took the priority of taking care of their health. It's amazing to me that you can go walk on at a water park. You can go to the beach and you can see majority of people walking and they're unhealthy. And then when you see that one person, whether it's a dude or it's a woman, and they're in good shape, people turn their heads. Where are we? What are we doing with our lives? We've come so accustomed to that we don't even realize that we live in the society now where obesity is okay. Where someone that is larger in nature can wear scandalous clothing and show their bellies. I struggle with that immensely, and I'm calling out men. Men, do you have a distended belly that you look like you're pregnant? That you can't even bend over to tie your shoes? Or see anything when you look down? And that's a scary, scary piece, because not only are you letting yourself down, but you're letting down your family, your kids, your job, you, because you have not been able to prioritize your health. And then, your cognitive ability of greater clarity comes from healthy nutrition and working out. Better cognitive functioning. And when you can personalize your growth, longevity will occur. Statistics show that people with meaningful, purposeful goals, are you ready for this? How many are you, right? What are your goals? If I ask you, right, what are your goals? Most people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Do you have a personal goal? Do you have a relationship goal? Monthly, we check in, my girlfriend and I, 3 personal goals, 3 couple goals. Here's the statistic that I was talking about. People with meaningful personal growth goals have a 34% lower risk of premature death. You know why? Because they maintain a positive outlook and they stay engaged with their life. How many of you, when you wake up on Monday, you dread life? For those of you who are only catching this on the audio, I just put my hands over my head, my face, like that's the face emoji, right? Man, that's the best day to start the week. You get momentum. I like to hit Mondays hard. I always like to say I slap Monday in the face. So I like to get a good head start, a good jump start on my fitness, on my health, on my journaling, on my prayer. I want to jump into the third element that I want to talk about. Remember, just to reiterate again, The power of the title for today's podcast is The Power of Holistic Goal Setting. And I'm going to talk about balancing your career, your health, and personal growth. And why is that all important? Well, that brings me to the next number 3. Here are like the key elements for holistic goal setting. What are your career goals? If I asked you your career goals, what are they? One of the most fundamental ways to develop this is use a SMART goal, where that is specific, it's measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay. I'll give you an example. Instead of getting promoted, set a goal like improve leadership skills by completing a management certification within 6 months. Do you see the difference there? You can apply that piece to any part in any area of your life. And then when you're able to tie career goals to overall life values, and then here's the big critical point, make sure they align with your personal purpose. And if you are like, man, Michael, you're saying some things I don't even know. Well, so then the question I have for you is like, what are you doing about it? You're like wandering in the dark and you don't know where to go. That's like me literally when I take my glasses off at night and it's dark, I cannot see anything. I'm the guy that's got to put his hand on the foot end of the bed and kind of walk all the way around to get to the bed. No lie, truly happens. But like, what is your goal? And then you just waste this time. I was just watching a reel today about a gentleman. He's probably in his 50s or 60s, and he talked about one of the greatest things that he's realized now is time, because you can never get it back. And people realize the importance of time as they age. And they start seeing, they get an ARP card in the mail, right, y'all? I get that all the time. I haven't pulled the trigger yet on it. But they see that. And tomorrow's never guaranteed. So going back to what I had to say, tie your career goals to overall life values to ensure they align with your personal purpose. That's it. Health goals. What are you focusing on this month? What are you focusing on in the new year? Is it on physical clarity? Is it on mental clarity? Is it on emotional health? For example, if you're going to shoot for 10,000 steps a day, how are you monitoring that? How that's specific, right? How is that measurable? Well, I got an app, Michael. Perfect. How are you achieving it? Well, I'm going to take the dog twice a day for walks, and I'm going to make sure to at least do some type of cardio. Awesome. Is it relevant? And then lastly, time bound. I got when I wake up, so I go to bed at night, right? So here's another prime example. Let's say you want to meditate for 10 minutes each morning, or maybe you're journaling for each morning. Add that into your routine. Here's another statistic. Regular exercise, y'all, reduces anxiety and depression. Up to 25, actually almost up to 30%. Prayer is also having a relationship with your creator will diminish all of that. That's the easy version. But then you need the how part. And that's where a coach or a mentor comes into place. Number 3, personal growth goals. This is immensely important. In this new year that we got coming up, develop skills that can help you get to wherever you need to go. Let's talk about your relationships. How are you going to deepen those relationships? And then how are you going to engage in hobbies that can truly inspire you? For me, it's fitness. Like that is truly a hobby that I really like. One of my personal goals is to, I think this month is to read 5 books. So I have an app that I commit to. It's called Headway. Some of you might be saying that's cheating. They are summarized books, and I can pound them out left and right, and they help me significantly. But let me say this: commit to reading maybe 1 book per month on self-development. Now, don't just read it, y'all. Apply it. Apply it. That's where the purpose comes into place. That's where the knowledge comes into place. Or maybe you're going to join a group activity to expand your social network. Or maybe it's that group that you wanted to join at church. Statistics reveal that 85% of people who regularly set personal growth goals, are you ready for this? Just as may seem really simple, report increased life satisfaction. 85%. 85%. It's insane, right? So what the main question tonight is, how do you achieve balance, Michael? Is there even such a thing? I have 2 words: integration, not separation. So let me kind of elaborate a little bit on this. There's interconnectedness in life areas, right? So you got to first of all recognize that. And for example, like let's just talk about you want to improve your fitness health. Well, if you improve your fitness health, it can lead to more increased focus. That could be in your career. It can also improve on self-confidence, which then builds personal growth. Got it? With me so far? How many of you struggle gosh, there's just not enough time in a day? I have a lot of clients that come to me and say that right away from the get-go. Time management. I've got a plethora of time management techniques. I'm going to give you some examples today. Use tools like time blocking to allocate dedicated hours for work, dedicated hours for exercise, and dedicated hours for personal growth each week. One of my goals each week is to put in 3 hours into my business. It's one of my personal goals. I time block that on my schedule. There's an example. Let's say you want to call something called the power hour. So in the morning, you are self-caring. You're journaling, you're reading a Bible passage, you're meditating, you're prayerful, and you do this before you begin your career work hours. Do that for a week, the power hour. Do that for a week and see how it changes your life. And now there's so many inner pieces that go into this. You got to have regular assessment with it. So on your phone, set quarterly check-ins to evaluate your progress in each areas. And then what you can do is you can adjust the goals if needed. All right. Does that make sense so far, y'all? Okay. So, we always talk about not having enough time. Well, Oprah Winfrey's got the same amount of time as you. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, whatever person you look up to, same amount of hours as you and I, right? We're guaranteed 168 hours in a week. 168 hours. It's Monday through Sunday. How are you balancing it, right? And how can you balance? Are you balancing your career? Are you balancing with and focusing on physical health and personal development through consistent exercises, working with a mindset coach that can build strategies and modules for you, mindfulness practice? Because the outcome is this. Oprah Winfrey, let's use her as an example. She continues to inspire millions with her work, yet she has her own personal peace. Do you have personal peace? I mean, we're in the month right now of peace on earth, goodwill to men, right? Why can't that be every year around? Here's another example of another person, Ariana Huffington. After collapsing from exhaustion, she began to prioritize sleep. Not only that, mental health, mindfulness, proving that personal well being enhances long term career success, right? It's that simple. So, what's your practical application for your life? That's the question I have for y'all tonight. What is your practical application for your life? I'm going to give you some tangible things, some application pieces that can really help you right now. If you're taking notes, now's a great time. This is free advice, and I love providing value to you. Here we go. Get a column, get a piece of paper, and create a 3-column table with these categories on it: career, health, personal growth. All right, with me so far? Good. Now write down one short term and one long term goal in each area. I'll give you an example. Career. Learn a new skill, short term. Maybe transition to a leadership role, long term. Right? How about health? Drink 120 ounces of water a day, short term. Long term, 5K. Run a 5K. Here's the other example of personal growth. Take a cooking class, short term. Long term, write a book. That's one of mine that I have on my list, is write a book. I've got it. It's there. The entity's there. It's supposed to be dropped in January. I failed miserably on these goals. I'm just telling you, hiccups happen along the way. You know, I bought a house, new things, business has gotten better, like just a lot of things, right? So the next piece is call to action, right? So holistic goal setting, y'all, isn't about achieving success. You need to fail to be successful. I always like to say there's failing and there's learning. If you lose, you're never going to be successful. I don't even put losing on that continuum there. It's either making consistent mistakes and then learning from your mistakes, building from those, and learning and achieving success. Because it's about creating a life you're excited to live in. Can you say that you're excited to live in your life? Are you? What are you excited about? Here's a thought. Take 15 minutes today and reflect on your goals. Reflect on your career. Reflect on your health. Reflect on your personal growth. And start small. It doesn't have to be big, right? Everybody wants the big, fast, easy, quick way. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't. It takes time. It takes consistency. I've been doing this podcast now. This is my 3rd season. This is year 2. This is the 110th episode. It takes time. However, if you can stay consistent with that time, you can create the change that you want. And if you don't do anything now about the change you want, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? You need to make the change, the adjustment, that time to hire a coach. Well, today I truly hope that this podcast resonated with you. And remember, you have so much capability that you are even unaware of. Get on a call with me and I can show you that. It doesn't even have to be me. Find someone that can help you address these issues to have a balanced, purposeful, peaceful night. Can you just lay down at night and go to sleep? Or my mind's running. Couldn't sleep last night. Oh, it's because you watched the news before you went to bed. I'll tell you right now, that's what I did. I don't watch the news. I will be honest with you. I do not watch the news. I think it's such a waste of time, energy, because it just promotes negativity. You can get caught up in all that stuff. And when you bring that into your world, you are in negativity. You're in that energy state. Get rid of it. So I'll just say this really quick. So during the elections, I watched it here in the United States. I watched the elections. I was up till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And then when I went to bed, I stopped watching and then I went to bed. I couldn't shut it off. It couldn't shut it off. Bad night's sleep. My point, be very careful what you see, what you hear, because what you absorb into your world is your world. As always, my name is Michael Hicks. 1% better in mind, body, and soul. If you like this, send it to 5 friends. Please hit the subscribe button. We need more subscribers. 1% better in mind, body, and soul, and stay flexed.